Good morning.
Yes, ma'am. Very, very good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. You tell me what about you?
Yes, I'm also fit and fidel. So just tell me, like, how is the weather today?
It's raining. This time it's raining.
Okay.
And I
So
have
you like,
completed all my household chores. So this time I get time, so I thought let's talk with you.
okay, you have done all the household work. Now you are free. So
Yeah, I did all the things like mopping, cleaning the house, doing the dishes, washing the clothes, each and everything, and making the food as well.
so only you have all the responsibilities, or is there anyone who just
No,
helps you?
no, there is no help.
Okay, you are the only one person here.
Yes.
Yeah,
So may I have your introduction, please? Because we are doing it for my channel.
yeah. So of course, thank you so much. So my name is Gyanen from UP in Lucknow, and here I'm living in a small village, and I love village life because I like it is really very nice for everyone. So I love doing farming work, and I have also some animals. I just take care of them. And apart from this, I have this YouTube channel, which I have been like running for 1.5 year. So
Okay.
since I started my YouTube channel, so I'm totally like with people, and I'm like always happy because I get so many people to talk every day. Earlier I used to be a lone person, I used to be bored that, oh, there is no one. And in village area, you can find some like few friends, and you just spend your time with them. But here on social media, you have million people and different type of like a system culture, and they you can after meeting them you get to know so many things. So I love this. So I love like connecting with new people here. So this is all about me.
Nice, good to hear that. Little bit, I would like to know about your journey, English journey. Basically, how did you started? Since when you started, and who inspired you? So please
Yes.
illustrate something.
Okay. Like it is a sad story, I must say that, because when I started this, so that time I didn't have like any platform to learn this language, and I don't know from where this idea came in my mind, and I don't know what made me like fascinate about this learning this language. So suddenly I made up my mind to learn this language, and that time I didn't have anything. So one day I borrowed a grammar book, one of my friends. So he was not interested in learning English, so he gave me. So whenever I got time, since I live in village area, so I rarely like got time those days. So whenever I got time, so I forced myself to learn something through that grammar book, from that grammar book. So whenever I got time, so I learned something. But I didn't have any idea that how could I speak English, and what should I do, because I believed that time that okay, if I learn tenses, so I can speak English. But it was, I think, my bad. It was a wrong thought of mine. So I like mug up so many times tenses and some basic word, but I couldn't speak. So one day
Okay.
I told that why I'm not able to speak English. People say that if you know tenses, if you know vocab, so you can speak. But I was not able to speak after learning so many things from that book. Then I gave up. I said, okay, just because of I don't have environment, it could be the reason. So I gave up, and I again started doing my work. So after like 6 or maybe 7 years, when I like bought this smart mobile, and I started like watching some video games, movies, because since I live in village area, so I rarely get opportunity to watch something. So that time we didn't have like any television and other platform. So I started watching movies, listening song, playing game on mobile. It means I was going like in wrong direction. Since my study was not good, so I thought, okay, let it be. I'm not going to become educated person. Here, because we are helpless, we don't have any opportunity to make yourself educated. So I also doing the same like my villagers. But one day again, I made up my mind to learn this language. I thought, okay, at that time I had a grammar book, but I couldn't learn. So let's see whether I'm going to get any teacher on like this social media or not. So one day I just wrote on YouTube that, okay, how do I learn English? Then I found so many like videos, and I
videos.
started my English journey again. By this way, I solved my doubts, and I also got to know after learning all the things how can you speak. So I started doing the same, and by this way, like now I'm able to speak just because of the social media. Otherwise, I would not be speaking here in front of you. So this is
Okay.
so
Nice.
I must say that I didn't do hard work. People say in order to learn English, you have to do hard work. See, I didn't do anything. Whenever I got time, so I just practiced by myself, and little bit practice made me like this. And also now I didn't face any problem like in my life that okay, I'm running after teacher and institute. And actually it is our mindset that until I find good teacher, good institute, I'm not going to become fluent. It's a wrong life. Of course you can become fluent English by yourself. You don't need any person, you don't need any teacher. You are enough for yourself. So this.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And it was really interesting story, I must say. And the like hard work you did. And since we have this social media, okay, and it's so accessible nowadays, we can get any information, access any kind of information. When you really so much consistent and determined to learn this English language, so you can do this, and you can get a very good command over this English language. So the thing I think which requires is
Hmm.
the consistency and the determination, and before that the willingness. The
Yes, yes.
willingness, passion, it's really
Like,
important, plays a very huge role.
yes. Like why? Just because of my passion. I used to practice in my dream. Sometimes it happened like, oh, it's like I'm practicing, I'm making a story in my dream. So when I woke up in the morning, I said, oh my God, I was learning English in my dream. So just because of passion, that anyhow I wanted to achieve this language. Still I love like this language. I love talking to people with this language. Great. So just because of your passion, your desire and your goal, like force you, and they just like push you ahead. So this is all. So don't like in my opinion, like don't force yourself towards any dream. If you have passion, just first thing first, you just recognize your passion. Where is your passion? So like suppose you want to become doctor, of course nobody can stop you like to become a doctor. Of course you can become. So it was my like I didn't recognize earlier that okay, in which I have interest. So what can I do in my life? So anyhow, like I'm again telling you that this idea came in my mind randomly. I hadn't thought about this idea that okay, I have to learn English, but it just because of my passion. Like anyhow, just that dream, like this thought came in my mind, and I started learning English. I didn't like see any person that okay, he is speaking, so I should also speak. I should also learn this language. I didn't do this. It like naturally this idea came in my mind. Because every person has interest, to
Yeah,
any like something. So your interest can make you like can make you different person from you. So this,
absolutely.
then I
Agree,
feel
agree.
I feel some people give up that saying that oh, it's not my cup of tea, because they make excuses as well that I wanted to learn English but I failed because I did hard work, but I couldn't speak. So it is not your hard work. It is like it is called like your weakness because you don't want to go ahead. You don't want to work. You just want to say that yes, I'm helpless. Every person is helpless in their life, but we have to survive. We have to do something for ourselves. nobody is with you. You are alone. So if you have dreams, so you have to complete, no matter whether you are crying or what. So
Absolutely. It's quite, I can say, motivational. You are so motivated person. See, I would like to know, like, since when exact you started speaking in English? Okay, you were reading things and you were like getting the information from social media, from many apps like YouTube. Okay, so what was the time like basically? Is there anyone whomsoever you are talking with earlier, or you were just doing your self talk? Because you know
like
it needs courage. It needs
yeah,
courage to speak in English with people, and likewise this, having a video conversation talks. So I think it's need courage. In my
correct.
case this happened, so I would like to know from your side what was that factor.
Yeah, great question. So like when I started, after like learning something by myself, I thought I should talk to someone, so I should find someone. So I started commenting YouTubers that time. So one of some of the YouTuber, they replied me, okay, you can talk to me. So I talked to them, and by this way I got some groups that time. So I started talking to them on audio call, though it was harder to crack for me because that time I was totally beginner. I didn't talk to anyone, so it was very very hard not to crack. But I spoke. I didn't think that okay, I'm not able to speak. They are speaking, but I'm not able to speak. So I should give up. No, I just kept on speaking and speaking, and I faced so many people. Then I like mustered some courage, and I went for video call. So I never ever like thought that I never thought about my benefit that okay, whether I'm improving in English or not. No, I didn't think like this. I said okay, no matter what I'm learning and what like whether I'm improving or not, but I have to talk in English. I have to learn. So whenever I got time for a free time in my leisure time, I did this. So it was my, you can say, my hobby. So I utilize my this hobby in this way. Whenever I got time, I just give my time for this language. So of course I must say that before talking to people, I was not able to speak, but I learned so many things. But when I started talking to people, then I recognized that yes, this is the way people can become fluent in English, and I followed that. Then I started. Then of course, I learned so many things. So I stopped learning so many things. Instead of learning things, I started talking to people. So when I started talking to people, I got so many things from them. Like I got confident. I got so many structure vocab from them. So like this way, like I made a little bit fluent in English. I made myself a
Really,
little
yeah, really, really commendable, I can say. See,
bit.
because this is the point where we have to start, start speaking. Without speaking, we cannot learn how to speak in English. Okay, and you did that. Okay, but there are many people, they just, they just give up, totally
Hmm,
succumb to this. No, we just can't. Why? Because, there's a fear. There's a fear, hesitation of being judged, being criticized, being mocked by people. So this also happens, and it's quite natural. So we are the
correct.
person, if we really determine to learn this English language, to speak in English, so I think we need to conquer over these kind of feelings, these kind of fear, hesitation, just by talking. I think talking is the
Hmm,
remedy.
hmm.
Talking
Yes,
is the remedy of all these,
yes,
situations, conditions, states of minds, I can say.
yes. Yes. So that is why I'm telling, like before talking to people, I was only learning. I was learning, but I was not able to speak. But when I started speaking, then I realized that yes, this is the good way because now I got to know how to ask question, how to reply, because now you are going to get habit how to speak. So this thing, and people say, of course, until you speak, how can you become fluent in English? People say just I'm learning this thing, that thing. So it means you are learning, you are not speaking. So only
Absolutely.
like of course I must say I would like to add one more thing here that I never ever wrote even a single word with my hand, and I didn't have any book to read. Still I don't read, and I never write anything. So
Okay.
I just spoke and learned, spoke and learned. I did this thing. I never ever wrote any. one single word. Literally, I'm telling you. So without reading, without writing, I have become fluent in English. Yes.
Okay, you mean just by listening podcast and watching videos, you have
Hmm.
gotten this command, right? So it's quite appreciable, I can say.
Yeah, I
Without
took.
writing, without reading.
Yeah, yeah. I never ever wrote even a single word. Still, I don't know how to read. How to read? Like I know how to read. I know how to
But you
comprehend
do.
all the things. But
Okay.
I I don't have habit to write and reading. But I can write. I can read everything. I told you that I rarely used to go to school. I never ever like. It's like it was really very hard not to crack to go to school that time because just because of environment. So I never ever went to school. But just because of my this dream, I said, okay, leave it all the thing, but I'm going to learn this language. Of course, this is a language. It can be learned without any education, without any certificate. So I did. So in my village, there is no one who can speak in English, though they are going like in private school, English medium school. But I check them, but their English is very, very poor in front of me. So just because of like this is a language, this is not a like grammar. Of course, now I have some students like professional level student like teacher trainer. So many teacher they are teaching, they are guiding online offline. They have 50 or like 60 student. I'm just practicing like them. I just make them practice every day. So
Okay.
why they come to me? Because seeing my video, they just think that yes, if that person can become fluent without any environment, without anything, so of course he can make me fluent in English. And of course, I must say, end of my class, I just ask them that okay, give me my feedback. So they just say that it since I started your taking class, so this like language has become easy for me. So now they are able to speak English. So whatever I have, I would like to give them. I'm not going to make them uncomfortable with this language. So,
I must say that's quite inspiring. Your story quite inspiring, and really, without reading, without writing, just by observing things and listening, just by watching videos, you have reached to this far. Such a good command. So I really hats off to you.
thank you. And I never ever let my student to write anything. And of course, you can read, you can listen. It is big point. If you read, if you are reading, if you are listening, and this thing is good. But I never ever let my student write anything. I'm not saying that okay, you have to make notes. I just give them situation and structure, and I just say that
Okay.
okay, only this situation you have to use only this structure. Suppose you have this structure for your past time, and you have this structure for your future time and present time. So just practice on them. Of course you will be able to speak, will be able to speak in English. So this thing, and now they are able to speak. Of course I must say that. So this is a language, not a grammar. And I never ever like make them scared that oh, no, you can't use this preposition instead of using this preposition. In the beginning you just speak. Of course after some time your all the like all the grammar will be fixed when you start speaking.
Absolutely.
You just speak, don't
Yeah,
say that.
absolutely. Yeah.
Don't say that oh,
Perfection is,
I'm
if we think about perfection, then perfection is never going to come so easily, and nobody is perfect. Okay, and if we think about the perfection, then when we have the perfection in English language, then we will start speaking in English. So that perfect day is never going to come. So we need
yeah.
to start from right here, right now.
So don't go for like doubt. Here, like there are million doubts on YouTube. So many teachers, so many teacher teach that okay, you can't use instead of this word from this word. So don't watch this type of video in the beginning. Don't go for doubts. You just speak. But you are supposed to fix your like helping verbs and subject. You are supposed to put all this thing. You have to make your sentence in proper way. But if I talk about preposition, of course you can make mistake in the beginning. And of course I will tell you everything when you are able to speak. like of course you are able to speak, you know that how I have to speak. So of course you will get to know each and everything, how to use preposition, conjunction, and all other things. So I never ever make them that scared that, oh no, you are not allowed to speak in this way. Of course you are allowed to speak anyway. So this is a language. We like in our native language, even we don't know which type of mistake we do while speaking in Hindi because we didn't learn grammar. That is why even we can't
Yes.
find our mistake. But we can find our mistake in English language. Why? Because we have learned this grammar. That is why. So see, this is different. So many people, like I have talked to them, they said, no, 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 I didn't learn grammar, but I can speak English. Of course, they are able to speak English. I said, how could it be possible? They are speaking, but they never ever like learn English grammar. What is this? But it's just because of environment and listening. So,
Absolutely. Yeah,
so
that's plays a very huge role.
and
So I
those
must say
people.
you are an inspiring teacher as well.
No, I'm not like that. But whatever I have observed, so I just try to tell other people that don't like get confused in this language, and just learn and just make yourself comfortable with this language. Of course, you will be able to speak English, and like it's not a big deal. So this is easy. So I okay, ma'am. Just
Yeah,
we should.
it was really nice and installing conversation with you. Thank you so much. You gave me your precious time. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay. Thank you.